Hello everyone, thank you for tuning in. This was a huge project that we took on. We're going to be doing a whole bunch of stuff to this trailer. You can see here we're starting off with test cutting the carpet and the foam. So getting all the corners all set up, I used the foam itself as a template and then started to staple in all of the corners and everything. I went through about 3 boxes of staples for this. This was a lot of work. And then we put in the carpet itself, started stapling down, stretching the carpet to all the corners. More staples, and then all the corners, more staples. Got all the corners, all the nooks and crannies all set in. This was a long night, and then I actually wanted this to be like a wet room, so I wanted to caulk all the corners, all the seams and everything, and then we moved on to framing. This itself was a lot of work because there was a lot of tight areas where I wanted it to be a certain way, and then for the platform itself I wanted it to have 6 different 1x2s, and then for the side we made a little cubby, and then we did more caulking. We did a second layer of caulking to make it kind of more flush. And then this is just tidying up all of the framing. I did staples on all the corners, and then obviously the little cubby there. Got some more wood. Moving on to the platform. This was the hardest part about the project because it probably took about 2 weeks altogether just to get it perfect. There's 2 sheets of 3/4 inch plywood, and then we put foam and carpet on it all, and then stapled it all together because just in case we had the bed in there, we still wanted it to be comfy. And then we moved on to wiring. This was another big portion of it all because I wanted to add about 4 outlets. So we put an outlet underneath the platform, wired it all together, and then we painted the platform itself. There's another outlet, spliced it in. There's another outlet, spliced it in. That's underneath the bed. And then we wanted to paint the platform framing itself. That's done with Flex Seal. And then we painted the back wall, the little cubby and everything. There's a nice little look of it all. And then we foamed all the nooks and crannies, all the corners, make sure it's not getting any draft. And then we put foam on the tank. And then here you can see we had to do a little cutout on the back wall because this is going to be on linear actuators. So for the hinges themselves, it wasn't fitting. So there's the hinges. We did 5 hinges because the platform itself was extremely heavy. There's a nice little sand. We did a white primer and then painted it black with the same Flex Seal. Caulked all the seams and then liquid nails on all the screw holes. We painted the walls green. And then there is the 2x4 for the hinges. Painted it black to match everything. And then we did foaming on the whole little gap there, and then painted it with the Flex Seal to make sure we're not getting any draft from the cubby. There's the Flex Seal, and then there's the finished product with all the Flex Seal paint. Nice and watertight. And then we did a, it's kind of like a fake granite, like a wallpaper on the little pedestal there to kind of tie everything in. There's a nice look at the green paint and the final look of what it's going to look like. So I wanted there to be a cubby underneath it all, so I built a little wall out of the scrap 3/4 ply. Put some hinges on there with a little slider, and then there's a nice look at the platform sitting flush. Cleaned everything up in the kitchen, and then moving on to the linear actuators. The wiring for it was very tricky, so I had to go underneath the RV.